On today's show, premium brands may be eating into sales of their luxury counterparts. The giant supplier Delphi considers changing its name, and creating hydrogen from water may not be as controversial as some might think. All that and more coming right up on Autoline Daily. This is Autoline Daily, the show dedicated to enthusiasts of the automotive industry. Tesla reported its first quarter earnings, and the results are somewhat mixed. The company delivered just over 25,000 vehicles, which is a quarterly record, and that helped push its revenue to $2.7 billion, which is also a quarterly record. However, Tesla's operating and net income are in the red and dropped from a year ago. That's because the company is burning through a lot of cash, over $620 million in Q1, to get the upcoming Model 3 ready for production. Tesla says it is still on track to start building it in July. And interestingly, in its letter to shareholders, Tesla says there is a misperception in the public that the Model 3 is just an upgraded version of the Model S, so it's going to make efforts to clear up that confusion. BMW also revealed its earnings, which were very strong. The company sold more than 587,000 vehicles worldwide in the first 3 months of the year, which is a 5% gain. That helped push its revenue to 23 billion euros, which is an increase of 12%. Its EBIT climbed to about 8% to 2.6 billion euros, and its net profit jumped 31% to 2.1 billion euros. And thanks to 40 newer updated models that will make their debut over the next year, BMW expects to hit all of its financial targets in 2017. Could the top luxury brands be losing buyers to the premium brands that they are trying to challenge? The sales numbers in the American market suggest that's exactly what's happening. We count the top luxury brands as Mercedes, BMW, Lexus, Audi, JLR, and Porsche. Last month, they collectively sold 104,000 luxury vehicles, down 4.1% in April. The premium brands that are challenging them include Acura, Cadillac, Infiniti, Lincoln, Volvo, Genesis, and Alfa Romeo. Collectively, they sold 56,000 vehicles, up that same 4.1%. The luxury brands lost 4,470 buyers last month, while the challengers picked up 2,240 customers. And this is something worth keeping an eye on, because as the challengers continue to improve their product lines and strengthen their brands, they could siphon off sales from the companies that have dominated this segment. We'll be back with more right after this.
Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone Tires, your journey, our passion. Dow Automotive Systems, advanced materials that deliver better results. And by Lear, a global leader in automotive seating and electrical systems.
Could Delphi change the name of the company? Sure sounds like that could happen. The giant Tier 1 supplier will spin off its powertrain operations as a standalone company, and that could prompt a name change. Internally, company executives are referring to the powertrain operations as SpinCo and the rest of the company as RemainCo, which will focus on high technology like autonomy and data monetization. Wall Street penalizes almost any company that has anything to do with automotive, so we wouldn't be surprised to see the powertrain company get the Delphi name, with RemainCo coming up with some kind of high-tech sounding name. You know, GM expects 43% of the workforce in the US to do freelance work by 2020, up from 35% today. So the automaker is expanding Maven to include the Maven Gig program. It will allow people to rent a vehicle when they need one for things like package and food delivery, as well as ride sharing. It's already partnered with several online food and delivery companies. Maven Gig is currently running in San Diego with the goal to have 100 vehicles in that fleet, and GM says it will expand to San Francisco and Los Angeles later this year. Coming up next, a look at the updates to Ford's big work trucks.
Bridgestone's revolutionary drive car tires are engineered to take a puncture and drive up to 50 miles on a flat.
I feel unstoppable, like a superhero.
With a sidekick.
Yeah, you're my sidekick, right, bud?
No.
Okay.
If you're one of the hard-working men and women out there in need of a new big work truck, Ford just updated the F650 and 750. Electronic stability control and traction control brakes are now standard on tractor models. A new 240 amp alternator for high electrical demand is available on V10 gasoline engines, which could eliminate the need for a second alternator or generator. An available 3-inch bumper extension should reduce damage to the truck, and the oil and transmission dipsticks on diesel applications are now accessible from ground level. The big trucks had their best sales year last year since 1997, and these new improvements sure won't hurt. Currently, 95% of hydrogen fuel is created from natural gas. Water electrolysis is another solution to make hydrogen, but it's somewhat controversial since it's a limited resource in some areas. But Brian Pivovar from the National Renewable Energy Lab told us on Autoline this week that when combined with renewable energy sources, there's more than enough water to create hydrogen fuel.
When you start talking about taking things like natural gas and coal plants offline because you're putting more wind and solar on, what you do is you remove the cooling requirements of these. So our energy system is about 100 quads, and a quad isn't a number that means anything, but for the country, use about 100 of them. We reject about 60 of them as heat, and 40% of our water use is associated with energy use in this country. As we start taking away coal plants and natural gas plants that need this water for cooling, we don't actually put coal-fired power plants where the coal is, we actually put them where the water is. So there's all these things about how when you do this, there's so much energy in water and in chemical bonds that you don't need very much of it, and what you save from the other parts of the energy system are such large saves that then it's available for agriculture, it's available for everything else that you'd want it for.
You can find that entire discussion about fuel cells on our website, Autoline.tv. Just look for it on our YouTube channel. And hey, you won't want to miss Autoline After Hours this afternoon. John will be joined by colleagues from Motor One, the SAE, and the Wall Street Journal to share their opinions and insights on what's happening right now in the automotive industry. You can watch that show live at 3 p.m. Eastern Time on our website, Autoline.tv. But with that, we wrap up today's show. Thank you for watching, and thank you for making Autoline Daily a part of your day.